get ready to rumble!
And they go to full song here at Virginia Motor Speedway, and side by side into turn one. Billy Moyer up on the high side, gets it done. He'll start pulling away from the field. Here comes Jerry Miller to the inside of Steve Francis as they go to turn number 3. Miller looks to the inside, jumps to the outside, but it is Chub Frank who slams the door as they come across the stripe. It's Moyer by 4 car lengths over Steve Francis, Chub Frank, Jeremy Miller, and Shane Clanton.
So the field roars down the backstretch, and as has been the case the last 3 races, Billy Moyer in the front spot. Moyer works out of turn number 4 with hot pursuit in the form of Steve Francis, Chub Frank, Shane Clanton, who just took 4, Jeremy Miller 5th. It's Cat Daddy 6 and Kid Rocket 7. Moyer already setting up wicked pace.
And yellow comes out for the first time, and it is going to be the 27J.
Jeremy Miller is due to win an outlaw event as well. So let's see what happens as Moyer fires off everybody else hoping to catch him. Here we go.
And Chub Frank moves into the second spot. Here comes Jeremy Miller to the inside of Steve Francis. He's going to take over third and beating and banging with Steve Francis. But going to the high side, here comes Shane Clanton. He is sweeping outside, and he may get Steve Francis at the line.
And the Georgia boys, Clanton and Clint Smith, both step to the high side. Look at the bite Clint Smith got off of turn 2, went around Kid Rocket. So the high side working for the Georgia contingent, but it's all Billy Moyer right now as he leads Chub Frank by 5 car lengths down the stretch. Clanton all over Steve Francis.
You can't get much closer to the wall in 3 and 4 than Clanton is right now. Clint Smith falls up in behind Clanton. Josh Richards behind Smith. And I tell you what, Francis almost blocked Clanton's way, made him jump the cushion over in 3. 3 wide out of 4.
So Kid Rocket, Cat Daddy, and the Locust Grove Lightning all battling for 5th. Rick Eckert joins the mix. There goes the Cat Daddy down the backstretch. He'll dispose of Clanton down the back chute, but Clanton rallies back on the high side. Shane Clanton not going away quietly, but Clint Smith has the position.
Watch that high side come in for Clanton as he gets going. Right now, most of the folks are using the low line in 1 and 2, although John Blankenship's trying to work in that high groove. Going into 1 looks like it's a tad bit rough.
And Blankenship, who started 18th, has worked his way to 11th. So the avalanche starting to roll down the mountain as John Blankenship continuing to impress here. Started way back in the field, but has picked up 7 spots. Brian Shirley is on the move, 3 wide with Elliott and DJ Myers. We've got action all over the Speedway.
The battle for second is heating up as Chub Frank trying to keep Jeremy Miller and Steve Francis at bay. 3 wide at times. Chub Frank now has Miller to the inside coming out of 2. Miller going to try to get him in 3. It's going to be a door slammed in his face as Frank holds on to second. Francis going up to the high side in 3 and 4. He's trying to sweep around him, but he can't make it happen yet.
Steve Francis patient, but on the attack as he takes a look at the rear deck lid of the complete flooring 24. Miller gets a run down the back chute, but Chubzilla too strong in turn 3. Francis to the high side of Miller for third. Here comes the Colonel.
A race for the second spot. Frank, Miller, Francis, all battling tooth and nail. It is Chub Frank holding on, but only by the skin of his teeth.
So Chub Frank still holding that runner-up spot. Francis content to run upstairs. On the hub is Jeremy Miller. Cat Daddy has closed the gap on Francis, making a 4-car battle for the runner-up spot.
Miller to the inside of Frank coming out of turn 2. He may have him this time in turn 3. Miller strong in July with the World of Outlaws. Was leading when he actually had mechanical problems and had to bow out. Right now, though, Chub Frank keeping in bay. And I tell you what, if you had a mirror and a radio, they'd be telling Billy Moyer, just keep doing what you're doing because they're battling right behind you.
Well, Moyer knows he's in good shape right now. He doesn't hear the roar of any engines close by except the one that he's about to lap. And that's going to be Danny Johnson first in line to go a lap in arrears. Jeremy Miller has grabbed the runner-up spot. Chub Frank falls back to third. Francis all over him. Clanton and Richards battle side by side.
Could it be a local guy, a regional hot shoe that takes away the record from Billy Moyer.
Chub Frank just spun in 4 and got collected by Josh Richards. Chub Frank spun it in 4. Richards got a piece of him, bounced off him in the 4th corner. Richards able to continue.
Miller pulling away from Francis. Francis pulling away from Richards. The battle right now is Shannon Babb and Darrell Lanigan as they go at it for position. 2 laps to go. 2 to go for Jeremy Miller in the 24.
White flag the next time by Jeremy Miller. A half a straightaway lead on the Colonel. He doesn't want any part of any photo finish like we had last weekend. He wants this one to be decided. Mighty Mouse will take one more circuit around Virginia Motor Speedway. Off into turn number 2. Continues to lead the field down the backstretch. He'll head off into turn number 3. Race fans, the first ever World of Outlaws Late Model Series victory is going to go to Mighty Mouse Jeremy Miller. He's going to victory lane.